Welcome everyone to Federal Educators. My name is Robert Maggie and I'm here with my son and co-host Chris Maggie. We do a lot of seminars for federal employees, but today's webinar and every webinar from here on out is going to have a little bit about everything, your TSP, your FEGLI, your health insurance. So little time to look at these because I know a lot of people out there are confused about their benefits. Also, please go to our website, federaleducators.com. We have upcoming seminars. You can register for those. And of course, you can give us a call at 813-909-0022. And my son, Chris.
That's right, I'm Chris Maggie, and we thank you for viewing the webinar today. There's a lot of questions people have. You're a federal employee, so what's your benefits? What's your benefits on the pension that you're going to receive? How to calculate it? What about your FEGLI, your life insurance? Also about your health insurance, and also about your TSP. So there's a lot there. So tune in. We have a lot of segments about your benefits specifically. So visit our website at Federal Educators. We have upcoming seminars, so tune in to those. And also you can always meet with us. We have offices on both sides of the bay, so we're here to help you in any which way. So visit our website at federaleducators.com or just pick up the phone and give us a call at 813-909-0022.
So let's get started and enjoy this segment today. And thank you for joining us.
Give you 3 ways to contact us. Get a pad and a pen and write this down. Go to our website, federaleducators.com. We have a lot of information there that's about this presentation. You can give us a call. Call 813-909-0022. Email us to info@maggietax.com, and we can answer any questions that you have about any topic that we're going to talk about. So let's talk about the federal employee benefits who we help, okay? We work with a lot of people. If you're CSRS, CSRS, we're going to show you some information about how to calculate your annuity. Law enforcement, if you're a firefighter or an air traffic controller. We also work with Customs and Border Patrol and any federal employee out there. So if you're listening and you work for the post office or any federal employee, we can help you out. We're going to talk about FERS today, FERS. We're also going to talk about military reserve technician. If you're one of those, we can help you. Postal employees, like I said, this is very important. So just let us know if you are. The Veterans Administration, we work with the VA hospital in Tampa. We work with the VA hospital in St. Pete. So if you're a VA employee, we can help you out. So if you have questions, which is very important, write them down. And like I said, you have our email. You can send me an email. But if you have questions about how to calculate your CSRS or FERS annuity, we're going to show you how to do that. Also, we're going to TSP allocations. If you have a TSP and you're not sure what to do, we're going to talk about that. This is very important. FEGLI group life insurance, many questions on that. If you can keep it or not as you retire, we're going to go over that. Also, the FEHB, your FEHB is your federal health benefits. This is a question we get all the time. Can I keep it? We're going to go over that as well. We have questions about Medicare. If some of you are listening out there and you're approaching 65, or if you're working and you're going to retire and you're over 65, we're going to answer the questions about Medicare and what you should be doing. Also, Social Security calculations. This is a big question. We're going to show you what happens with Social Security and how you can benefit by taking it at the right time. We're going to do the calculations for you. Federal group long-term care. This is something that a lot of federal employees don't know that you have an option for, but you can get long-term care. And again, we'll show you what to do on that as well. Also, sick leave. This is very important. Many of you have questions about how do we calculate sick leave. There's a chart that we're going to show you that, will show you how you can get the sick leave and how it applies to you. Also, federal taxes. This is huge because everybody's worried and concerned about taxes, if it's going to go up. This is important because how is it going to affect you when you retire and what kind of tax you're going to pay. Also, if you're a CSRS, this will apply to you, the voluntary contribution program. If you're FERS, it doesn't apply to you. Some may have the windfall elimination provision. We're going to go over that. And also the government pension offset. Also, these are questions like even military benefits. Many of you out there listening, if you're in the military, maybe you bought back your time, or maybe you're wondering how you can get it. These are important questions that you all should be thinking about. And then let us know if we have any questions. A little bit about us. We do a radio show every week on 970 WFLA. We've been on the radio for over 12 years on Saturday at 5 a.m. and also Saturday at 5 p.m. We also do a TV show. Please tune in. It's every Sunday at 10:30 on ABC. We talk about a lot of different topics and it helps you in all different ways. One thing that's very important throughout this presentation, who we are. My name is Robert Maggie. We're a chartered federal employee benefits consultant. My son Chris will be joining us in a few minutes. Also is a chartered federal employee benefits consultant. And the point I want to make, it's very important to talk to people out there, advisors who understand your benefits. We've been doing this for over 10 years, and we know the benefits that you have probably better than you do. So if you have questions, let us know. I want to talk about this. This is very important for many people out there. What is a fiduciary? The most important thing about this is that you want to work with someone, and we're required to act in the best interest of you. And what I said to you a minute ago, federal benefits are very important. You have the best benefits, I think, on the planet. So when you retire, you're going to get a package in the mail. You have to fill it out, what selection you want on health insurance, on survivor benefit, FEGLI, and I can tell you there's more, but we're going to go over that. I want you to look at this. I think you all know what this is. This is your leave and earnings statement. When you meet with us, I need a copy of your most recent leave and earnings statement because it basically shows your service computation date, and it shows me what deductions that you have, like your FEGLI and what your FEHB is going to cost you when you retire. This is in the report that we give you, which right here you'll see it's a sample report. We give you all the information on how to calculate. We actually calculate it for you, your benefits, and we'll show it to you. When you come in, this is real important. I say this all the time. Everyone should have a copy of the 2020 Federal Retirement Guide. And when you come in and meet with us, we'll be glad to get you a copy of this because this breaks down, all your benefits in a short way. I've got the guide for everybody, so just let me know if that's what you're looking for. We have 3 locations. One is in Palm Harbor. It's right on Tampa Road. We have one office in Lutz on Highway 41, and we have an office in St. Petersburg right on Central Avenue. So very convenient for all of you to visit with us. So again, pick up the phone, give us a call, 813-909-0022. And Chris, why don't you tell everybody out there exactly what we do?
As my dad mentioned, we have 3 different offices across the Tampa Bay area, but we also have 3 different divisions. We have our tax division, we have our insurance division, we also have our investment division. In our tax division, we do tax preparation year long. We also do tax audit. We look at your prior year's tax return, but we take a tax approach in everything we do. And these are 2 important things that we do that most advisors don't do. It's a tax analysis and come up with tax planning strategies. We help people reduce their taxes, find ways to have more income on a tax-favored basis. Roth conversions we do, stretch IRA, Social Security maximization. That's a great report to show you how to maximize your Social Security benefits. And also, you can meet with our CPA throughout the year. With our insurance division, we are independent. We're not tied to one particular company. We could do fixed annuities, index annuities, life insurance, cash value life insurance, long-term care. That's what we're going to talk about today, your benefits, FERS, SERS benefits. We understand this. Proper beneficiary designation. This, I cannot stress enough, but you want to make sure that your accounts pass where you want it to go and stay in your family. With our investment division through Maggie Investment Services, we're a fiduciary. We got to do the best thing for you so we can manage portfolios, conservative, moderate, aggressive. We can go ahead and look at your investments. We can manage them. Also, THP, if you have questions about your thrift savings plan, we can help you there. With our estate planning division, we have attorneys that work with us, do wills, trust, power of attorney, specialty trust. So as you can see here, we do complete planning. If you have any questions in any particular one area, please let us know. But as you see, we could put together a complete plan for you. Let's talk about today, obviously. What are we going to discuss? Well, your federal employee health insurance and Medicare. This is so important. I'm going to dive into that. We're also going to talk about long-term care. We're going to touch that a little bit. But for more information about long-term care insurance, get with us. We'll show you how to run an illustration to show you what your benefits could be and what the cost will be. SERS, FERS, retirement eligibility, and annuity calculations. You get a pension. A lot of people don't realize that you're going to get guaranteed income for life. Well, are you eligible for it, and how is it calculated? So we'll show you that as well. Survivor annuity options and alternatives. So you get this annuity, income for life, but what happens if something happens to you? Does it stay in your family? Does it go to your spouse? Does it go to your kids? Well, these are questions a lot of people don't know, but we can help you. We can educate you on that. And also what the costs are. What about your thrift savings plan? There's the pre-retirement and also the post-retirement. Pre-tax and then also the post-retirement is the Roth TSP. Are you investing in the Roth, or are you all investing in the pre-tax? Well, let's talk about that based off your leave and earnings statement, and we can show you what's the best thing for you. Social Security benefits. What about Social Security? How to maximize the benefits? Let's show you how it's calculated. What are you entitled to? What about your spouse? Let's talk about that. What about the life insurance? That's Federal Employee Group Life Insurance, or otherwise FEGLI. A lot of people have questions about this. They don't know what to do. Do they have basic? Do they have option B? What about option A? Even option C? So what do you do now? What do you do when you retire? So these are things we're going to talk about today. So let's just get going. And if you have any questions, pick up the phone, schedule a time to meet with us. We could do it over the phone. We could do it in our office. Just visit our website at federaleducators.com. And let's dive into the federal employee health benefits.
So let's talk about the federal employee health benefits. And the most important question we get is the eligibility in retirement. You must be enrolled for 5 years immediately preceding retirement. You must be retired and begin receiving your SERS or FERS retirement annuity. And one more important question, your spouse may continue the health benefits while the annuitant is retired. And again, eligible children may continue in family plan when you retire. And the government will continue to pay its share of premiums. So these are questions that we get, and I hope this helps you. If you have any questions, let us know. Let's talk about flexible spending accounts. Many of you out there, I see, have a flexible spending account. And some of the features for employees only, it's a pre-tax contribution, and it's $2,700 per year. You can use it for medical costs, including co-payments and deductibles. And if you have a dependent care, up to $5,200 per year. And you can use that for child care and elder care. And remember, you must use it or lose it by March 15th of the following year. Let's talk about dental and vision. Many of you have dental and many of you have vision, or both. But it's for active employees. You can be retired federal employees. And you may enroll during open season each year. That's the only time that you can enroll toward the end of the year. You can enroll in either plan or both, or none, whatever you decide. You must be eligible for the FEHB to participate. And again, retired are eligible to enroll regardless of FEHB status. So if you have questions about dental and vision, it's really very simple. We can help you with that. So let's talk about healthcare and Medicare. This is a big question that we get. So I just want to give you some information on how Medicare works. Medicare is real simple. Part A is your hospital insurance. There's a yearly deductible right now. If you use it, it's $1,408 for 2020. Part B is your medical, and there's a deductible. If you use it, it's $198, and that's for 2020. And these change every year. So in 2019, you could see there the monthly premium for Part B was $135.50 per person. And in 2020, it went up to $144.60. So the Part B is what either you pay out of your Social Security if you take it, or they can bill you. This is something that you have to pay for if you want Part A and Part B. So Part B cost is higher if your income is over $85,000 single, $170,000 joint. I actually call this a stealth tax because the more money you make, the higher it's going to cost you for Part B. And the FEHB may pay all or portion of your deductible, and in addition to your regular FEHB monthly premium. So you would have the monthly premium on the FEHB, and you would have the premium on Part B. Medicare, this is important because federal employees should follow their carrier's advice regarding Medicare enrollment. So depending on who you enroll with, you make sure you look at their documents to be sure. But generally, Medicare is the primary coverage for annuitants, and you have to be 65 or older to get Medicare. For FEHB employees who continue to work beyond age 65, FEHB continues to be the primary coverage, and Medicare is the secondary coverage. And again, this is a topic that we need to talk about to explain the cost to you, because sometimes it gets confusing. But everything that Chris and I talk about right here today, you can go to the website opm.gov, and it's all there. It's very confusing, but at this point, this is as simple as I can make it. So if you have questions about Medicare, you're turning 65, pick up the phone, 813-909-0022, and we can help you out.
So we just talked about your health benefits. You need some help on that. Of course, we're going to help you on that as well. So for your free benefits analysis to explain what your options are, give us a call, 813-909-0022, or go to federaleducators.com. So I hope that answers some of your questions, but of course, every time someone meets with us, we have to go over that, and it's very important to get it right. So if you want the free benefits analysis, again, 813-909-0022, and we hope you enjoyed that segment.
Absolutely. If there's any other questions that you have on the FEGLI, the TSP, your Social Security, survivorship benefits, those are the other videos that we're going to talk about, and they're right on our website, so you can tune in, get educated. It's your benefits. Understand what your options are.
Just want to go over some of the ways to contact us again. Just visit our website at federaleducators.com, or just pick up the phone, schedule a time to meet with us, 813-909-0022, and you can email us anytime at info@maggietax.com. And if you're on the webinar, just put on the subject line webinar, write down your question, and we'll definitely get back in touch with you. So let's talk about your pension. Whether you're CSRS or FERS, you get this pension. Well, are you eligible or are you not eligible? So let's talk about it. Well, if you're CSRS, which is civil service, this is the old system, and FERS is the new system or the recent system. But the CSRS, civil service, for eligibility to retire, you have to follow or meet the following requirements. Age 55 with 30 years of service, age 60 with 20 years of service, or age 62 with 5 years of service. So as long as you meet this criteria, you're eligible to receive the pension. And most CSRS out there, you'll know who you are, but we see there's a lot of people out there who mostly FERS these days, but there's still some people who are CSRS that need to understand their benefits. But there's a 2% reduction for each year under age 55. We'll talk more about this when we run your federal benefits analysis. But if you're a FERS employee, you have to look at what they call MRA. So what I want you to do is take the year that you're born, and on the right-hand side, it's called MRA. So if you're born in 1965, make sure you know that your MRA is 56 and 2 months. If you're born in 1969, then it's 56 and 10 months. So what does this mean? Well, FERS eligibility to retire, you have to meet this criteria. Reach MRA with 30 years of service, age 60 with 20, or 62 with 5. So what happens here is, say I'm 60 years old and I want to go work as a federal employee. Well, if I'm 60 years old, I have to work 5 years. That means I'll be 65 in 5 years. I'm eligible for the pension. So if I work 4 years, I'll be 64 in 4 years. I'm not eligible for the pension. So make sure, think about when you're going to retire. And that's what we do part of the federal benefits analysis. We can forecast exactly when you're going to retire. You tell us when you're going to do that, and we can show you exactly how many years and months, which is called credible service. But a lot of people ask this, and we talked about this during the last segment, is employees may keep their FEHB, their health insurance, using any one of these, assuming they have 5 years previously enrolled in FEHB. So this is really, really important as far as your health insurance. Early retirement. You can retire early if you're a FERS employee. You have to reach MRA with 10 or more years, and if you do, you can retire, but it's going to be reduced. So if there's a 5% reduction for each year under age 62, or if you have 20 or more years, there's a 5% per year for each year under age 60. So I'm going to give you an example. Say we had a client who was 56 years old who has 20 years of service. Well, they could retire at age 56, but if they take the pension and elect it, that's 4 years till age 60. So there's a 5% reduction per year. So that's a 20% reduction if they elect to take the pension. That's if they have 20 or more years. But if they don't have 20 or more years, then they have to wait to age 62 for the reduction penalty to not apply. So again, employees may keep their FEHB in retirement using any one of these as long as they have 5 years previous enrollment in FEHB. And here's what I'm talking about here. FERS can retire MRA with 10 or more years, may also retire early, but this is a key word, postpone the annuity and begin at these following ages with no reduction. So if you have 20 years, you can retire, say at 56, you'll have no reduction if you just wait to age 60 to take the pension benefit. But if you do elect to take it at 56 with 20 years, then you'll have a 5% penalty per year for those 4 years. That's a 20% reduction. But if you wait to age 60 and you have 20 more years, there's no reduction. So this is really, really important. So when A lot of federal employees want to retire early. They just don't know when. So that's why it's so important to make sure you get the federal benefits report ran, and we can show you exactly if there's going to be a penalty or not. FERS, well, there's called special provisions. There's LEO, firefighters, air traffic controllers. There's different eligibility to retire. You have to be age 50 with 20 years of service or any age with 25 years of service. There's a mandatory retirement age at 57 for special provisions, but for air traffic controllers, it's 56 is the mandatory retirement. So again, employees may keep their FEHB in retirement using any one of these, assuming you have 5 years previously enrolled in FEHB. So it's really, really important if you're LEO, firefighter, special provisions, SERS, FERS, to be eligible, this is what you have to meet in order to get the pension. What about early out? FERS early out. Well, FERS, there's some agencies out there that are subject to early out. Well, what's an early out? It's a reduction in force, discontinued service, transfer of function, or even downsizing or reorganization of a agency. So you might have some options. So if you are part of an agency that is subject to early out, give us a call, because here's the following ideas, or there are rules that you can follow where there's no reduction. Here it is. FERS may retire with no reduction to their annuity if they are age 50 with 20 years or any age with 25 years of service. So again, going back to my example, the person who is 56 and 20 years, if there's an early out, that person can retire, again, with no reduction, as opposed to before, there was a 5% reduction per year up to age 60, so they do not have to have the 20% reduction. So this is really, really important. If you are subject to early out, let us know, and we can definitely look at that for you. Credible service. What is this? Well, this is a big deal. You need to understand that the way to calculate your pension is you have to have credible service years. So federal covered service in which the individual's pay is subject to retirement deductions. So credible service considerations are temporary time, refunded time, military time, part-time, leave without pay, workers' comp, WAE time, and also sick leave hours. Does not include overtime. A lot of people ask us, does it include overtime? No, it doesn't. But credible service is really, really important because that's part of how your pension is calculated. So let's talk about this form, SF50. Do you know what this form is? Well, it's very, very, very important. When you retire, you're going to get a packet in the mail when you request your retirement papers, and you have to complete this. It's a certified summary of federal service. In section B right there, it's verified service history. So you want to make sure that you put the agency, when you worked to, and also make sure that it's all credible. We had a young lady who thought she had 20 years of service, but really OPM only had her down for 19. So she was all excited about ready to retire, and then she submitted all the paperwork, and she thought she had 20 years, but they really had her as 19. So it messed up, or she didn't really understand what her numbers are going to be for her pension, and it was a big deal. So what we recommend everyone doing is making sure that you have verified service. That's one of the things. Go get your SF50 form. Make sure that all your time is verified. And if it's not, then make sure it is. So this young lady had to go back and make sure to go to the agency. They looked at it, and again, she was right, but they were wrong. So she updated. It took 6 months for that to happen, and then she did have 20 years. But it delayed her retirement, and that's what she didn't want to do. But I want to make sure that everyone is aware that that's what you have to do, especially when you retire. You have to verify and complete the certified summary of federal service. Let's talk about sick leave. A lot of people, whether you're SERS or FERS, this is called the sick leave chart, 2081. So let's use an example. Say someone has 2,000 hours of sick leave. Well, that equates to 11 months and 15 days of service that's added to your number of years. And that's how your high three, or pretty much your pension annuity, is calculated. So what they do is they take your high three average pay, includes locality. So you get that pay. What's your high three? Is it 100,000? Is it 50,000? Is it 300,000? Whatever it is, you need to make sure that you understand and know what your high three is. You also need to make sure that you know what your years and months of credible service are at separation. So if you have 20 years right now and you're going to work another 6 years, well, then you'll have 26 years when you retire. Whether you're SERS or FERS, 100% of your sick leave is included. So as I mentioned, going back to that chart, sick leave, if you have say 2,000 hours of sick leave. That equates to 11 months of service. So if you have 26 years, you add your 11 months, you really have 26 years and 11 months of service. So that's going to increase your retirement annuity. So your high 3 is average pay, is the highest average basic pay you earn during any 3 consecutive years of service. So a lot of people have questions about this. So when you come in and meet with us, we could definitely go over this with you and make sure that we get that number and we can run the illustration for you to show you exactly what your pension it could be. So if you're SERS, this is the SERS chart. If you look on the bottom right-hand corner, if someone has 41 years of service in 11 months, they're going to get 80% of their high 3. So there's the chart. So do you have 30 years and 6 months? Well, there's a factor. And that's why it's so important to meet with us, because we can show you how to calculate and also what your number is going to be. So here's an example. Someone has 30 years of service. The factor is 0.5625. Well, their high 3 is 50,000. The factor is 0.5625. So they're going to get $28,125 a year divided by 12, or $2,343 gross money per month is their pension check. And that's, again, before any survivor annuities, taxes, health insurance, life insurance, dental, whatever it is, that's their gross pension amount. So at CSRS, civil service, they're going to get the highest as 80%. And most CSRS employees don't pay into Social Security unless they had a break in service or what they call offset. So offset is where they did pay into Social Security, maybe from another job, or they have Social Security benefits. And here's an example here. Someone has 30 years of total service, but the last 10 years were offset years. So Social Security benefit, they're going to get $1,000 a month. So what they do is they calculate it at age 62, they're going to get a pension. And as I just mentioned before, someone who had 30 years, high 3, $50,000, $2,343 a month. Well, what they do is they calculate the number of offset years. In this example was 10. It's about 25%. So there's an offset. It takes off 25% of your Social Security benefit that you would receive. It brings it down to $2,093. Then they add back to Social Security. So that's your total retirement benefit, $3,093.75 per month. So it's really, really important. Are you SERS? Are you CSRS offset? Or are you FERS? And that's why when you come in and meet with us, we're going to look at this. We're going to look at your leave and earnings statement. We're going to ask you a lot of questions. And we can go ahead and try to calculate what your benefits are going to be based on what you're telling us. But the leave and earnings statement is so important. We're going to look at your SCD date, your service computation date. We're going to figure this out for you and make sure that you're clear and understanding what you're going to get in retirement. So what if you're FERS? Well, FERS has 2 different charts, the 1% scale as well as the 1.1% scale. So if you're on the 1% scale, you have to reach MRA, minimum retirement age, with 30 years of service. You have to be age 60 with 20 years of service, or age 62 with 5 years of service. Early out, age 50 with 20, or any age at 25 years, then you're on the 1.0% scale. But someone who is age 62 or older, or 20 or more years, you get the 1.1% scale. So let's further explain. So if your FERS annuity, the 1% scale here is someone who has 30 years of service, the high 3 is $50,000. Well, the 1% scale times your high 3 times number of years, this person is going to get $15,000 a year. Divided by 12 is $1,250 a month gross, before any deductions, state tax, which in Florida there's no state tax, but other areas there are, but federal taxes, health insurance, life insurance, dental. So there's no, these are all before those deductions. But here's the chart here. If you're a FERS employee, if you look at the bottom, 40 years of service, in the bottom right, the highest is 41% of your high 3. That's what you would get if you were a FERS employee with 41 years. So think about this. If you're 25 years and 3 months, your factor is 0.2525. So let's look at this. Someone with a high 3 of 50,000, 30 years, the factor is 0.30. So that's what they would get, 15,000 a year divided by 12, $1,250 a month gross check. But what if you're 62 or older and 20 or more years? Well, now you're on the 1.1% scale. So 1.1% times the same high 3 times the number of years, 30. This person will receive 16,500 divided by 12, or $1,375 a month. So again, that's more money because they fit this criteria. And this is the 1.1% scale. I know it's small, and that's why it's so important to meet with us. If you look at the bottom right, it's 45% of their high 3, as opposed to 41% on the 1% scale. But if you compare it to CSRS, that's 80%. So FERS employees do pay into Social Security, as you all know. So you have a Social Security check coming, and you also have the FERS pension check. So here's the calculation. $50,000 high 3, 0.33 is the factor. Multiply them together, and that's the $1,375 a month gross check if you're 62 or 20 years or more. So again, make sure that you meet with us. We'll go over this, and this is what we see too. Some people come in and they're like, I'm ready to retire. I want to retire in 3 months. Well, when we do the calculations, sometimes we say, hey, just wait 2 more months after that. Work 5 more months so you get the 1.1% scale. And I don't know how many times we've informed a lot of people about this, but an aha moment comes to them, and they're like, okay, that sounds great. And it gives them more money in their paycheck during retirement. So it's so important to make sure you get this done. Let's run this analysis for you. What if your FERS, special provision? Again, that's Leo, firefighters, air traffic control. The way they do it is 1.7% of their high 3 for the first 20 years. Then after that, the 1% scale for the remaining years after 20. So here's an example. Someone has a high 3 of 80,000, 20 years of service, 1.7% scale, 27,200, but the remaining 5 years, 1% scale in the high 3, that's 4,000. You add them together, that's $31,200 a year divided by 12, $2,600 a month gross check. So special provisions have different calculations on their eligibility to retire. So if you are Leo, make sure you get with us. Let's go over your benefits. Special supplement. A lot of people today on the webinar, I hope that you understand, if you're a FERS employee, what this is. When we do seminars at agencies or, in front of a lot of people, we ask the question, do they understand what the special supplement is? And a lot of people don't know. Well, what's a special supplement? Well, in order to get this, you have to reach MRA with 30 years of service. You have to be age 60 with 20 years of service, or if you're Leo, special provisions, you can get this, or even early out, and your supplement begins after MRA, minimum retirement age. So what age do you get Social Security? Well, let's talk about that. We all get this statement. We used to get the statement, but now you got to go to ssa.gov. That's what I would recommend everyone do. Sometime in the near future, go to ssa.gov. Make sure that you get your Social Security statement and get the PDF. Make sure you get it to us because we're going to need this to run your Social Security maximization report. But at the end of the day, you look at this, it shows you a lot of information. We'll get into this later on, but at age 67 for this person, that's the full retirement age. They're going to get $16, $19 a month. But the way they calculate the special supplement is they look at age 62, what they're going to get. In this case, it's $1,500 a month for this example. So what happens is a FERS retiring at age 60 with 30 years of service, at 62, they're going to get $1,500 a month. So Social Security, you can't get the benefit until age 62. But say you retire at age 60 and you have 30 years of service. So what happens? Well, we showed you're going to get your FERS annuity. We calculated that before. It's $1,250 a month. But also at age 62, your benefit will be $1,500. So the way they calculate it sometimes is different, but we can show you. They take about 3/4 of the amount that you would get at 62, and that's your special supplement, $1,125 a month. So not only are you going to get the FERS annuity, you're going to get the special supplement from age 60 all the way through 61 and stops at 62. So you get 2 income streams coming in when you retire. And then at 62, the supplement stops, and then you can choose to collect the $1,500 a month that you're going to get at Social Security. Or if you don't want to take Social Security, you don't have to, and you can keep letting that defer and grow. So you're going to get 2 income streams. And then also, that'll be $23.75 a month, and then you have your TSP that you can tap into as well to fill what we call the income gap. So this is really, really important, and I have to stop here and talk about this for a minute because when we talk about income sources, people run out of money because they don't have enough income sources. So what if you could retire and you have money coming in, you just don't know it? That's why it's so important to meet with us. Let's calculate your FERS annuity, your SERS annuity. Even if you're offset, let's show you. Are you subject to the supplement? We had a lady who reached MRA, was 56 years old, and she had the years, and she reached MRA, and she could retire. So she received the special supplement from 56 all the way through 61 up to age 62, and that was another income stream, and she decided to retire, and it was great. So a lot of people don't know that, and that's why we do what we do here to help you. Now, the earnings test we'll get into later on for 2020, $18,240. What that basically means is that if you stop working and you take the special supplement and you want to get a part-time job, you have to make sure that you earn less than $18,240 for 2020, or you're subject to the earnings test, and then you have to start giving back some of your supplement in order to, because you're subject to the earnings test. So we can talk more about that when you come in, and we can get together and go over these and see and show you exactly how this works. And a lot of people don't realize that this special supplement does not come from Social Security. It comes from your agency. So pick up the phone, schedule a time to meet with us, 813-909-0022. Visit our website, federaleducators.com.
So now let's talk about COLA. The COLA is called the cost of living adjustment. It's on your annuity. It's effective December 1st each year in retirement. For CSRS, they'll be eligible for COLA on their annuity upon retirement. So once they retire, they get the COLA. The amount of COLA percentage is determined by computing the percentage increase based on the increase in the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners. So let me give you a chart here to take a look at. COLA, the cost of living on your annuity, is effective December 1st. So if you look at the left side, the increase in CPI, if it's up to 2%, you're going to get the same as the CPI, 2% on COLA. If it's 2 to 3%, they're going to give you 2%. If it's 3% or more, the CPI increases minus 1%. So for FERS, retiring will have COLA on their annuity after you reach 62. And remember, with CSRS, it's effective December 1 when they retire. FERS retiring under special provisions or disability, they are eligible for COLA immediately, except air traffic controllers. So Chris talked about that before, so that's something that you need to know. So let's take a look at the past cost of living adjustment, because this is very important. And when you come in, or when we do the report for you, we're going to calculate this for you. So you do not receive COLA until age 62 for FERS. So if you look back at 2009, it was 4.8. In 2010 and 11, it was 0. 2012, 2.6. 2013, 1.7. And 2014, 1.5. In 2015, it was 1.7. And again, in 2016, it was 0. 2017, it was 0.3. And then in 2018, it was 2.0. And then in 2019, it was also 2.0. I believe in 2020 right now, there is going to be no cost of living adjustment. And again, this is something that you folks need to know, because when we calculate your FERS annuity, we're going to calculate cost of living in there because you get an increase. So this is something very important. I want you all to watch this slide, because this is probably the biggest concern most people have when they retire. If you're CSRS, you can retire the first 3 days of the month or the last day. And that's for the annuity accrual to begin the next day. And any other day, it's going to begin the first of the following month. Now, for FERS, this is real important. FERS annuity always begins the first of the month following retirement. Therefore, maximum annuity collected would be if retiring the last day of the month. So let's say you work till December 31st. Your next paycheck is going to come the middle of January. And then your first FERS annuity is going to come the 1st of February. And this is important when you come down and meet with us, because we need to know, and you need to understand, you're not going to get the full check in the first month you retire. You're going to get a portion of it. And here's what I mean. For CSRS and FERS, the other thing that's important is the unused annual leave is going to be refunded to you usually within 30 days. That's a separate check. And folks, that is taxable money. So make sure when you get it, you withhold a certain amount so to pay the taxes. But this is where the problem comes for everybody, and this is where you need to look at this. When you retire, you're going to receive an estimate annuity check between 60 and 80% of your actual expected annuity amount. Chris explained that earlier, how much you would get per month. You're only going to get 60 to 80%, and this is going to continue for 4 to 9 months, depending on your agency and OPM. And I can say that it's depending on the paperwork that you submit when you retire. If it's not filled out correctly, OPM puts it on delay. So when you get this check, it's going to be a partial check. So you're not going to get the balance of that maybe 4 to 9 months later. That's going to be a gross check. But again, and always remember this, it's taxable. It's not a bonus check for working for the federal agency for a long time. These checks are important. So if you look at the bottom, we're going to go into this in detail. It's critical to plan for this gap because we need to understand, or you need to tell us, how much do you need for retirement? And when we do the report, it'll show you exactly what you're going to get when you retire.
So as we talked about before, whether you're FERS or CSRS, you're going to get an annuity if you're eligible, if you meet the eligibility. So that's what that gross annuity is going to be. Say in this example, $1,000 a month. Well, we're going to get into this throughout the seminar, but there's costs, there's deductions. This is your gross. Then you have a cost for health insurance. That could be, who knows what that's going to be. And when you come in and meet with us, we can show you what you're paying now and what it's going to be in retirement. So this gross minus the cost, if you want to keep your health insurance, FEHB, and this will be your net annuity per month approximately. So let's get together, let's look over this, let's analyze your numbers, run the illustration for you, and we're going to talk about some other things as we go as far as the deductions.
So we just talked about your CSRS pension and your FERS pension, and I'm sure many of you are confused out there and would like to know more about it. So for more information, that's why we recommend doing the free benefits analysis. Give us a call, 813-909-0022, and be sure to visit our website, federaleducators.com, for upcoming seminars. And if you want to make an appointment, just give us a call. It's so important for all of you, whether you're CSRS or FERS, to understand the calculations of your retirement. And also, one thing we did mention about the law enforcement officers, how it's calculated a little different.
Absolutely. I mean, it's different. So if you have any questions out there, understand your benefits. This is your retirement. This is your money. Make sure you understand what your benefits are. You know, we see this each and every year. People have worked there 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and they don't know about their benefits. And that's why we're here to help you. So visit our website at federaleducators.com. Pick up the phone, schedule a time to meet with us. We have office on both sides of the bay. We look forward to working with you and meeting with you and helping you understand your benefits.
And one more thing, with the free benefits analysis, we'll give you a copy of the 2018 Federal Guide and also our brochure that we give out at every seminars. These are documents or forms that you need because it's going to explain everything about what we did. So thank you for joining us on this, on the pensions, and we hope you have questions and give us a call. Thank you.
Just wanted to remind you of the ways to get in contact with us. Very simple. We're going to do a free federal benefits analysis for you. You know, it's really, really important to understand what your benefits are. So pick up the phone, schedule a time to meet with us. It's 813-909-0022. You can visit our website at federaleducators.com or simply just drop us an email to info@maggietax.com and just put on there webinar, federal webinar. We'll know exactly that you attended this seminar over the webinar, and we can definitely get you the information, set up an appointment. We could do it in our office, one of our 3 locations in the Tampa Bay area, or we could do it over the phone. So we'll give you information on how to send that information to us. Very safe, secure. We have a vault. We can upload that information to us, and then we can review it, do the analysis, and get back to you. So these are the ways. Write this number down, 813-909-0022. So let's talk about now. We talked about the benefits of the pension, whether you're CSRS, CSRS, or FERS, FERS. You get this pension, this income for life if you meet the eligibility requirements, as we previously just spoke about. But more importantly, who can get this benefit? Well, if you're CSRS or FERS, who may receive the survivor benefit? It can go to a spouse. It can go to a blood or adoptive relative. Actually, an ex-spouse can go to if you really want to. A person to whom you're engaged to be married to, a person to whom you're living in a relationship that would constitute a common law marriage, or an insurable interest. An insurable interest could be someone who depends on you, like children, or maybe a special needs child. So these are things that who can receive this survivor benefit of your pension when you retire. So when you retire, you're going to receive a packet. When you request the retirement paperwork, this is one of the forms you have to complete. It's called the Application for Immediate Retirement. And this form is used to leave a portion of the retiree's retirement annuity to a survivor in the event that the annuitant passes away before the survivor. So here are the choices. You could say, you know what, I don't want to leave anything to anybody. Then you have to mark there's no survivor annuity at death. You can elect a survivor annuity to a spouse, to a former spouse, to a spouse and former spouse, if that's what you would like, and also to an insurable interest. So all of these options you're going to have, whether you're SERS or a FERS employee. So if you are CSRS, this is your application for immediate retirement, CSRS. And if you are a CSRS employee, please call us. Let us know, because you have different options. We can go into more detail, and I can show you what your options are and also what the elections are. But more importantly, just get in touch with us. Send us an email. Let us know that you are a CSRS employee, and then we can go from there. But for a lot of people out there are FERS. So your application for immediate retirement looks this way. You need to complete Section D. It's the annuity election. So what are your options? Well, choice one is that you could do 50%. You can leave 50% of your annuity to a survivor, but it costs you 10% each year out of your pension check for this benefit. Now, in order for your spouse to receive the FEHB, your health insurance, this is very, very important. This is one of the options that you have to elect in order for your spouse to receive the FEHB health insurance. Okay. The other option, number two here, is they can receive 25% of your annuity, but it costs you 5%. And we'll get into the numbers in a little bit, so just carry along here and you'll see what I'm talking about. Follow along. But again, if you elect this option, your spouse will receive the FEHB benefit. That's the health insurance if you were to pass away. Choice number three, if you mark this box, then no survivor annuity is going to be paid to your spouse. And if you choose this option, then that's it. As regarding the health insurance, the FEHB, after your death, there's no longer eligible for the FEHB health insurance. So it's really, really important that you mark the right box when completing this information out, these forms. Option four, this can go to an insurable interest. And if you choose this option, it costs you 10% out of your pension check for this option. And number five right here, survivor annuity, go to a spouse and former spouse if that's what you are looking for and that's what your intentions are. And if that's the case, well, they're required and a divorce degree is needed for this to happen. Okay, so it's really, really important to make sure that you choose the right box. I had a client come in a couple of years ago. He was ready to retire. He's married, and health insurance was really a big deal. And he marked the wrong box. And I'm really glad that we looked over it because, if he would have went through with that, then his spouse would have had no survivor benefit. Also, if he would have passed away, the health insurance would have stopped as well. So make sure that you choose the right option. If you choose a survivor benefit, whether it's 50% or 25%, then your spouse will receive the FEHB in retirement. So let's talk about the 50%. So as we talked about before, we calculate the gross annuity. So whatever that is for you, say it's $24,000 a year. If you elect the 50% survivor option, it's going to cost you 10% out of your annuity. So that's $2,400 a year yearly cost. So the total cost out of your pension check is $2,400. A net to you would be $24,000 minus the cost. So this is what you're going to get per year divided by 12, and that's the amount of money that you're going to live on for income. Anything happens to you, they get 50% of the gross, so it's $1,000 a month. And again, note, in order to keep the eligibility for FEHB for a surviving spouse, the employee must enroll in a minimum survivor annuity, either 50% or 25%. And here's the partial survivor annuity, how it's calculated. Again, $24,000 gross. It's going to cost you 5%, but they're going to get 25% of that. So your cost is 5% of the gross, or $1,200 a year. So that means that you're going to receive $22,800. $24,000 minus the cost. So $22,800 divided by 12 is the amount of money you're going to receive per month. And if anything happens to you, your survivor annuity is going to get 25% of the gross, $24,000, or $500 a month for the rest of their life. Okay? So it's really, really important to pick and choose the right option. And when you do complete planning, you need to understand how much is going to come in as far as income net to you. And that's why we show this slide here. Whether you're FERS or SERS, we're going to calculate your gross annuity, whatever it's going to be per month. As we talked about before, if you want to keep the health insurance through retirement, there's a cost to that. These are just hypothetical numbers, but I want you to show you how it works. If you want to keep the survivor benefit, well, there's a cost to that. So you're really thinking you're going to get this, but really to keep the benefits, your net annuity could be this. So at the end of the day, that's what we talk about. Get the benefits analysis. It's a free benefits analysis we do. Pick up the phone, schedule a time to meet with us. 813-909-0022. Schedule a time to meet with us. Or again, we could do it virtual through the technology that we have. So 813-909-0022.
So we just talked about your survivor annuity and what you have to pick as a survivor benefit. It's very complicating, what you need to choose. So work with the right advisor. Chris and I can definitely help you with that. And the key here is that if you make the wrong choice, it's going to be very hard to change. So we'll be glad to meet with you. We'll give you a free benefits analysis, explain the choices that you have, whether you're SIRS or FERS, and we'll do it the right way for you. And also, for all of you that are watching today, be sure to request a copy of our Federal Benefits Guide and our brochure that we hand out at every seminar. Of course, give us a call at 813-909-0022. We hope you enjoyed today's segment, and we'll see you soon.
And this is your benefits, and understand what your benefits are. So we look forward to working with you. Any questions, just pick up the phone, schedule a time to meet with us, 813-909-0022, and visit our website at federaleducators.com.
And here are the ways to get in contact with us. Visit our website at federaleducators.com or just pick up the phone, schedule a time to meet with us, 813-909-0022. And we're going to offer everyone a free federal benefits analysis. It's so important. I mean, think about it. You work for a federal government, you're a federal employee for 10 years, 15 years, 30 years, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. But make sure you understand your benefits. So you can email us at info@maggietax.com. Just make sure you put on the subject line, Federal Benefits Webinar. And what we could do is you can meet with us at any one of our 3 locations in the Tampa Bay area. Or what you can do is get on the phone, we can have a conversation over the phone, and we can go from there. So 813-909-0022. Now let's jump into the TSP, the Thrift Savings Plan. My gosh, how many times I get so many questions about this daily. What should I do? What are my options? Can I leave the money there? Can I roll the money out? How much can I put in? These are things we're going to talk about today. So if you have any questions about the Thrift Savings Plan or the TSP, schedule a time to meet with us. Let's go over it for you. So the TSP or Roth. First off, the TSP is the traditional TSP is before tax money. You put money in, you can contribute money to the traditional TSP, or you can contribute to the Roth TSP. The Roth is you pay the taxes now, but all the money in the future is tax free. So contribution limits for 2020 are as follows. $19,500 is for the year. That's the max you can contribute to the TSP, either traditional or the Roth. If you're over 50 years old, you can add another $6,500. It's called catch-up. And all this is through payroll deduction only. So you can put up to $26,000 if you're over age 50 into the TSP or the Roth TSP. Now think about this for a minute. Maybe you might want to go ask your neighbors or maybe your kids. How much can they put into a Roth account? And a lot of them, maybe $7,000 a year. So there are restrictions, but you have the ability to put up to $26,000 away into the Roth TSP. And all this is through payroll deductions only. So at the end of the year, maybe towards October, maybe you have room to put another $15,000 into it. You can't just take the money out of your savings account or your checking and dump it into the retirement TSP. You have to change your payroll deduction amount so you can contribute more. Just some information you might want to know so in the future that you are maximizing to the fullest of what you're trying to do in your goals. So anyway, that's the Roth contribution limits for 2020, $26,000 if you're over age 50, but $19,500 per year if you're not. So let's talk about the TSP investment funds. Well, there's the G fund, the F fund, the C fund, S, and I. So the G fund, what is a G fund? Well, that's the U.S. Treasuries. Okay, that's pretty much the safe vehicle, the safe option that you have within your TSP. Usually gets maybe 1 to 2%, maybe 3%, but right now with interest rates being low, it's pretty much close to low percentage, but it's safe money. And that's U.S. Treasury securities. That's what it's based off of. The F fund are bonds. They're government bonds, asset-backed bonds, corporate and even non-corporate bonds. It's a little more riskier than the G. The C fund is pretty much the S&P 500. When you go home, you might be cooking dinner, you might have the news on, you might hear the news say that the Dow was up, the S&P was down, or the NASDAQ was up. Those are the major indexes. But your C fund matches the S&P Standard & Poor's 500 index, 500 companies, and that's what your C fund pretty much mirrors. Then you have the S fund. The S fund is small cap stocks. It's an index of stocks of U.S. companies not included in the S&P 500. So there's a little more riskier account than the C fund. This account can go up and go down, as well as the C fund as well. The I fund is international stock. It's Europe, Australia, Japan, New Zealand. As you see, it's overseas, it's international. So you have a choice to invest your money in any one particular fund or a combination of all. It's up to you. So you have the ability to choose and pick and choose what you want to do. They came out with the life cycle funds. And the life cycle funds is the L Income Fund, L 2020, 2030, 2040, L 2050. Now, these change pretty much every year, but the bottom line, what happens here is that if you want to invest in the L Income Fund, most of the money will stay in the conservative, the G fund, but you still have some in the F, some in the C, some in the S, and some in the I. But as you switch over here to the L 2050 fund, there's less in the G, more in the C, S, and I, more in the risk. So as you go down this way, the more risky you get as part of more allocations, more money is in the C, S, and I fund. So it's really, really important when you do your investment allocations to pick the right risk tolerance. A lot of people have no idea what their risk tolerance is. We had a client that came on in and they wanted to protect their money, and they had a lot of their money in the C, S, and I fund. They had no idea because that's what they chose 10 years ago when they started. So a lot of people just really don't know, and that's why it's so important to get a review. Make sure that you meet with the right advisor. If you don't have an advisor, and pick up the phone, schedule a time to meet with us, and let's go over a risk tolerance review. Let's educate you on what your risk is, and you can decide on how you want to allocate your funds that you're contributing every month or every paycheck into the TSP. And a lot of people ask us, well, how much are they matching? A lot of people don't know that the first 5% of the TSP, traditional, they match. So at least make sure that you're contributing at least 5% if you can to the TSP so you can get the match. And that's the traditional part of it. And a lot of people ask us the same question too, is should I put money in the Roth or should I put money in the TSP traditional? Well, that's a great question, and every situation is a little different. So if you're looking for tax-free money in the future and you can afford to pay the tax now, then the Roth TSP could be a good option for you. But if you want to create a tax deduction and just keep putting money away into the traditional TSP, you can do that as well. So you can contribute to both if you wanted to, up to that maximum. If you're over age 50 years old, $26,000 for the year. That's including catch-up. And if you're not, $19,500. So pick up the phone, schedule a time to meet with us. Let's go over those questions that you have and make sure that you're invested in the right spot. So your TSP had a couple different rules. There was new rules started September 15, 2019 as far as withdrawing the money. You could do what they call an age-based withdrawal. You're allowed up to 4 age-based withdrawals per year for employees who have reached the age of 59 and a half. So you have the ability while you're working to do an age-based withdrawal. You can take your money from the TSP and you can roll it over to an IRA. And if you do that, you do it the proper way, there's no taxable event. If you go to trust from one trustee to the other trustee, there's no taxable event. So taking an age-based withdrawal would no longer preclude the participant. So you can do up to 4 of these for the year, but you still keep your TSP open. It doesn't stop. So if you're working there, while you're working, you can keep contributing. They'll keep matching, but you can separate the bulk of the money out to an IRA, do something different with it if you choose. You can also do a partial withdrawals when separated. So whether or not you are separated as a participant and you have taken age-based withdrawals while working, there's no limit to the number of partial withdrawals that you can take, as long as they are not taken more often than every 30 days. So years ago, you were only allowed 1 partial withdrawal after you retire. So things have changed in regards to this law. So a lot of people want more access to their TSP, and this has made it a little better for them. Installment payments. So you can take installment payments. You can take them monthly, quarterly, annually. So this is something that you really want to make sure that you know what you're doing. And when you talk about an income plan, you want to make sure that you're taking the right amount. So I guess that's why it's so important to make sure that you're invested in the right spot. If you're invested in risky allocations and the market goes down and you take an income from it, how long is your money going to last? So it's really, really important to get an overall financial review and make sure you're working with the right advisor if you need some guidance. And also, proportional withdrawals are no longer required. Individuals will have the option of choosing from which balance, either traditional or the Roth, that they want to withdraw the money from. So you have some options regarding taking the money out of your TSP. Some people look at the TSP and only have 5 different options, the G, F, C, S, and I, and as well as the L funds, the L cycle funds. So some people want to invest in different opportunities. Well, that's why when you get to age 59.5, you can do an age-based withdrawal if that's what you want. You can separate some of the money or all of it into an IRA. As long as you go from trustee to trustee, there's no taxable event. And you can continue to keep your TSP open while you're working to contribute to it, and also they'll match. So it's important to get a review, make sure you understand what you want to do, and you do have some options here. Years ago, you had to complete the TSP 75 form, which is an age-based withdrawal form to do the transfer while you're working. But now everything is done online. And then also there was a TSP 70 form for a full withdrawal when you do retire. This is the form that you have to complete. But everything's pretty much done online. When you do retire, you have to wait 30 days to roll out the money as a full withdrawal. So just some things to be thinking about as you start planning for your retirement, and also to be thinking about where your future income is going to come from. What's the color of your money? We do a lot here at Maggie Tax Advisory and Financial Group, and education's so important. And we talk about green money, red money, and yellow money. Green money is called I know so money. I know it's there. And those are safe instruments like checking, savings, CDs, treasuries, fixed annuities, pay a fixed rate, money markets, and also your Social Security income. These accounts are safe, right? We know the money's going to be there, and that's what green money is about. Red money is I hope so money. I hope it's there. So those accounts are stocks, bonds, variable annuities, mutual funds, real estate investment trusts, and these accounts are at risk. This money is that you hope is going to be there. It can go up and it can go down, doesn't have a minimum guarantee. So when you think about this for a minute, with your TSP, a lot of people have questions. Where am I investing money? Where can I? Or where should I? Or where is my money invested? That's why it's so important to go to tsp.gov. Make sure you log in. Make sure you understand where your money is going. Because do you have red money or do you have green money inside your TSP? And are you looking for other opportunities out there? And that's what managed money could be. It's professionally managed. Yellow money may be the same financial instruments as red money, but has the benefit of professional management. So a lot of people want more help. They want the guidance of a fiduciary, someone who could do the best thing for them, someone's going to manage their money. Well, that's what could be done with an age-based withdrawal. So think about some of these options. You have the ability to do some of these things. You can keep the money there and manage it yourself. You can roll the money out if you're over 59.5, or even when you separate from service. So meet with the right advisor, and we can definitely address some of these concerns and questions that you might have. One of the most critical retirement decisions that we feel, that we see most people really need to make is their income, right? So the income need, say you're working and your income need is $5,000 a month, as illustrated right here with this black line. But when you retire, you're going to have Social Security coming in, and then your spouse could have Social Security coming in. So say you're getting $2,000 a month. Your spouse is getting $1,000 a month. That's a total of $3,000 coming a month from these two sources. You get a pension of $1,000 a month from your FERS, and that's what we're going to look at, or your CERS pension. We're going to look at that for you. But then there's a difference here. There's a gap. So $2,000, $1,000, $1,000, that's $4,000 of income coming in, but you need $5,000. So where's the additional money coming from? Is it coming from your assets that are in green money, where are safe? Do you have assets that are in yellow money and red money? Is that where the income is going to be coming from? So that's what you got to start thinking about. Many people that we meet with, they look at the big picture. We do complete planning here. And that's why it's so important to make sure that you know where your income's coming from. Because let's just suppose you have all your money in red money and the market goes up and down, and I hope so money, and you're taking that income every month. How long is your account going to last? Would you rather start taking the income from green money where it's safe, where you know you have your money there, or a combination of both? And that's why it's so important to meet with the right advisor. We could definitely help you make sure that you understand, create buckets of money so you can pick and choose where you want to take your distribution so you can have the income in the retirement that you are hoping that you can achieve while retired. When we talk about annual reset, there are strategies outside in IRAs where this is red money, right? Red money back in 1999, the market went down because of 9/11, WorldCom, Enron. A lot of people saw that. And then it came back, and then the housing market, and then it came back, and then we just seen recently with the coronavirus and just the meltdown here. So there's a lot of ups and downs with red money. I hope so money. Green money works this way, where if the market goes down, you don't lose anything. Market goes up, you get the gain up to a certain point. But if it goes down again, you don't lose anything. So this is what green money, I know so money, can do for you. What you can always do is you can always create your own family pension. And that's what that black line is, or what we call, and that's what that light green line is creating your own family pension. So if you're looking for an additional stream of income, we can show you how to create your own family pension. You can have income coming in for the rest of your life, and that's one of the things that you can do with the funds from your TSP. So goals when creating retirement income are as follows. A lot of people, they ask us the same questions. What's going to happen? What should I look for? Well, people are looking for predictability. How resilient will your income be to market fluctuations? Do you have I hope so money? Do you have I know so money? So let's make sure that you are predicting and you know what your money is going to do for you. What about longevity? Will your income be enough to satisfy your lifetime income needs? Are you going to run out of money? How long is your money going to last? That's why it's so important to make sure you're in the right buckets. Efficiency. How many of your assets need to be earmarked for income? When we look at complete planning, people have piles of money, but do you really have strong foundation with those accounts that are going to give you income, that they're going to be earmarked for income, and some for growth and some for liquidity? Make sure there's a purpose with everything that you do. So when we talk about the retirement cliff, this is what a lot of people need to start thinking about. Is the retirement cliff is the moment when your working income ceases and you start living off the money that you set aside. And again, going back to what I talked about before, right here, you're working, you're bringing home $5,000 a month, but when you stop working, income during your working years just stops. So that's why it needs to be replenished by Social Security, by your FERS, CSRS annuity. And then the difference here is can be your TSP or other personal savings. So meet with the right advisor. Make sure that if you don't have an advisor, that you're working with someone, feel free to pick up the phone, give us a call. We understand your benefits, but this is complete planning. That's why we do with our tax division, our insurance division, our investment division. It's make sure that we put together a complete plan for you. So if you have any questions regarding your TSP, pick up the phone, schedule a time to meet with us. 813-909-0022.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this segment today on your thrift savings plan. There is so much to understand, and make sure you make the right decision. You don't want to do this wrong. You need to know the withdrawal options when you retire, what you're going to get, and how to take it out. And again, I've said this many times, I talk about it. If you do it wrong, you're not going to get a second chance to do it right. So pick up the phone, give us a call, 813-909-0022. Be sure to visit our website, federaleducators.com, and register for an upcoming seminar. And one thing, Chris, bring your spouse, right?
That's right, absolutely.
I mean, this is the most important thing, especially for your spouse. They want to know what you're going to get. And don't forget, we're going to give you all a free 2018 Federal Retirement Guide. You all should have this, and also our brochure that we give out at seminars. So for your free benefits analysis, give us a call, 813-909-0022. And we hope this helped you out a little bit, and I'm sure you're confused, but Chris, we can certainly help answer their questions.
Absolutely. And your TSP is going to be a future income source for you. It's going to be a bucket of money that you can tap into. And that's why it's so important to do the right thing with it based on what you want to do with it. So if you have any questions, I know we talked about the TSP today, but if you have any questions about your survivor benefits or your FEGLI or Social Security or your health insurance, just pick up the phone, schedule time to meet with us. We look forward to helping you. We have offices on both sides of the bay. Just visit our website, federaleducators.com.
Just a reminder here, we are offering a free federal benefits analysis and review for everyone listening. Just give us, you can check it out on federaleducators.com or call my office, 813-909-0022. And you can email me at info@maggietax.com. We're going to need some information from all of you. Your leave and earnings statement, copy of your Social Security report, TSP, and would be good to give us last year's or this year's current tax return. So let's progress here because we're going to talk about something very important to everybody's Social Security. Some of you out there might recognize this picture. That was way back, but that's about Social Security. So if you remember, we talked about your Social Security statement. Make sure that all of you go to ssa.gov. ssa.gov, get a copy or a PDF of your Social Security statement because they don't always mail it out to everyone listening to this webinar. They stopped mailing it because they didn't want to pay the postage. But the important part of this report, if you look at the top, it says the full retirement age right here would be 16, 19, and then age 70, and then, of course, it's 62. Now, most people think they should take it at 62, but as we get through the presentation, you'll see why it's a good idea to get the free Social Security maximization report that we could show you. So let me explain. And when you look at your full retirement age, if you look at the box there from 43 to 54, we're just going to use age 66 as an example here. When you hear things like FRA, that's your full retirement age, and that's dictated by your year of birth. So let's assume between 43 and 54 that everyone listening today is that year. The FRA is the age at which you can begin your full monthly benefit. In our examples, we're going to be working with people whose FRA is 66. So let's talk about PIA. PIA is primary insurance amount. This is very important. The primary insurance amount is the basis for your Social Security benefits and is calculated based on the average of your highest 35 years of earnings. And again, on your statement, on the second or third page, it'll show you the earnings and what you paid. So that's how they calculate it. So how do I know what my PIA is? Well, you can look up your PIA on ssa.gov website. They will show you there. Or, like I said, if we do the report for you, we can provide you with step-by-step instructions for setting up an account and accessing your detailed information. And again, it's ssa.gov. So let's talk about this for a minute, because at 62 is the earliest you can take it. But if you see there, right here, it's 75% of your primary insurance amount. So when you start looking at this, your retirement benefits available for each month you take benefits prior to your FRA at 62, the amount is reduced. So you're only going to get 75% of your PIA. But every year it grows at 6.2% until you get to 66. And then at 66, there's 100% of your Social Security. And again, it goes back to your statement. So when you get your statement, you'll see age 62, you'll wind up getting 75%. And age 66, you get 100% of a PIA. That's available to you on a monthly benefit. But if you don't take it at 66, it continually grows at 8% every year until age 70. And then you get 132% of Social Security. So this is why it's important, because most people think at 62, you should take it. And maybe in some cases that is correct because they need the Social Security. But we're going to go into that in more detail. So there's more than 20,000 calculations, and the Social Security Maximization Report, it calculates the lifetime benefit for each strategy and combination. And they talk about it 5 minutes per calculation. Working night and day, it would take you 69 days to review your situation by hand. We can do it. Just get me your Social Security report. We'll run the report for you, explain it to you, and it's really clear, and you really appreciate what we're going to show you. So let's talk about a couple things here that's really important. The earnings test. What is the earnings test? This is real important. So if you're under full retirement age, you can only make up to $18,240, and that's in 2020, and every year it changes. And what happens here is if you make over $18,240 of earned income, you could lose one for every $2 that you earn. So it's real important for you to get the Social Security report. Let us do the maximization report, and let us show you exactly what it's going to be. Now, the year of full retirement age, and this is a little tricky, so I'll explain it. You can make up to $48,600. Now, let's just say, I know my birth month is May. I don't want to take Social Security until June, because if I'm working and I work from January to May and I make over 48,600, I'm going to lose $1 for every 3 that I earn. So it's real important to understand how to and when to take it. And once you pass your full retirement age, like I say, at 66 and 5 months, you can make as much as you want and there's no earnings test. And again, this is important for all of you out there because you get a good pension. You get some other information in other income sources. We want to make sure that you don't have to go through this. So let me show you what also applies to everyone out there. We do taxes, as you know, we do income planning, but the taxation of the benefits is very important. And let me show you why. If you make below $32,000, you're going to have 0 tax on your Social Security. And here's where a lot of people get confused. If you make between $32,000 and $44,000, you're going to pay up to 50% tax on Social Security. So here's the big one. If you make above $44,000, and everyone out there, if you figure out your earned income, probably make more than that, they could tax up to 85% of your Social Security. So it's real important for all of you to get the Social Security Maximization Report and give us a call at 813-909-0022. Visit our website at federaleducators.com and let us do that report for you because this is very important for all of you listening today. Again, give us a call at 813-909-0022.
We hope you enjoyed today's segment about Social Security, and there is an awful lot to understand: when to take your benefits, how much you're going to get, and the taxation of Social Security. We run a Social Security Maximization Report to show you the best time to take it. And Chris, we've seen a lot of people out there that really amazed, and Social Security has even told us we do it right because they're only allowed to tell you how much you're going to get, when you're going to get it, and where you want it to go. But the rest of the story is what is the right choice to make. And Chris, that's what we do with the Maximization Report. So for your free benefits analysis, it's going to include a Social Security report. Give us a call. 813-909-0022. And one more thing, talk about how they can get their Social Security statement. Very important.
Yeah, absolutely. As we mentioned before, go to ssa.gov. You can go there, your spouse can go there, and you can request an updated PDF of your Social Security benefits. But that's what we need to run the report for you and your spouse. So every situation is different.
Right.
You know, just because you work with someone who took it at 62 doesn't mean you have to. Just because you know a brother or sister that took it at 70 and they think they have the best option for you, it's different. So that's why it's so important to get a review. Work with someone who understands how to maximize your future income, and that's one of the things we do. So pick up the phone, schedule a time to meet with us. Visit our website at federaleducators.com. Not only Social Security benefits that we talk about today, but many people have questions about their TSP, about the survivor benefit, about their FEGLI, about their health insurance. So it goes on, and that's why we're here. So pick up the phone, schedule a time, visit our website at federaleducators.com.
And don't forget, for everyone that calls and meets with us, we're going to give you the retirement guide, Federal Retirement Guide. Everyone should have that copy of our brochure to help you understand the benefits. So give us a call, 813-909-0022, and be sure to visit our website, federaleducators.com. And thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed this segment on Social Security.
Just a reminder for everyone how to get in contact with us. Visit our website at federaleducators.com or just pick up the phone, give us a call, 813-909-0022. And we're offering everyone on the webinar today a free federal benefits analysis. You know, it's so important to make sure that you understand what your benefits are when it comes to your income, your future income. Make sure you understand your benefits. What about the health insurance? What about the TSP? There's so many things to look at. You can email us at info@maggietax.com. Just make sure that on the subject line you put Federal Benefits Webinar, and we'll get back in touch with you. So a free federal benefits analysis is so important. Just pick up the phone, schedule time to meet with us. So let's talk about FEGLI, Federal Employees Group Life Insurance. Again, I have so many questions every time when I meet with a federal employee. What about my FEGLI? How much is it going to cost? So what am I paying for? Well, let's talk about that as we go right now. So with the FEGLI, you have basic, you have option A, B, and C, and these are things that many people don't understand what they have. So what's FEGLI basic? You pretty much take your annual salary, say it's $99,000. Well, you round to the nearest 1,000, then you add 2,000. So you really have $101,000 basic life insurance. And that is tax-free money, so you got to die to get it, right? It's group term life insurance is what you have with the federal government. It's FEGLI, F-E-G-L-I. Well, there's a cost to it. While employed, it's 15 cents per thousand per pay period. In retirement, it's 32.5 cents per thousand per month in retirement. So it's really, really important that you understand what you're going to keep in retirement and also what you have now. So right now, many people, they start work, maybe they're in their 30s, 40s, and they have basic, and they understand that's a tax-free benefit. Let's talk about your basic when you retire. You have options. You can reduce your basic insurance by 75%. So what happens here is that you have 100% of your basic insurance till age 65. Beginning at 65, your basic insurance reduces 2% per month down to 25% of that basic amount. There's a cost to it. It's 0.325 cents per thousand per month from retirement until age 65. After age 65, there's no cost for the benefit. So an example here, say you have $100,000 of basic, you choose the reduction by 75%. It's going to go down 2% per month all the way until $25,000, and you will have a death benefit tax-free of $25,000 with no cost after age 65. Another option at retirement you can choose to is you can do 50% reduction. With this option, you have 100% basic insurance from retirement until age 65. At age 65, it reduces 1% per month down to 50% of the basic. There's a cost to that. It's 1.035 cents per thousand per month from retirement until age 65. And then after age 65, it's 0.71 cents per thousand per month. So again, you have a $100,000 basic. It goes down 1% per month all the way down to $50,000, and there's a cost to it all the way in retirement. The third option you have is you can do no reduction. You could say, I want my 100% of my basic that I have now all the way until the day I die. Well, there's a cost to it. Up until age 65, it's $2.45 per thousand per month. Then after age 65, it's $2.13 per thousand per month. So why is it so important? Because a lot of people don't understand what the costs are. They have no idea what they're going to be paying for. And that's why, what do you really need? Do you need 100% of the basic? Do you need 50% of it? Do you need 75% of it? You know, what's your budget? That's why when you meet with us, we can definitely help you and explore some options with you. So there's basic, and there's also option A. Option A is a flat $10,000. You must have basic to have this. Pre-retirement, there's a cost to it. It's 20 cents and $6 per pay period. Increases every 5 years. After retirement, you can continue to keep this as long as you have basic. And there's premiums until age 65, and after 65, it reduces 2% per month. The $10,000 reduces 2% per month all the way down until $2,500 remains. So do you have basic? Are you paying for it? Do you have option A? Are you paying for that? Well, what about option B? Option B is a multiplier. It's annual salary, round to the nearest 1,000, then you multiply it by 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Well, there's a cost for this. It increases every 5 years, whether you're employed or retired, and you may choose to cancel this or continue in retirement. But if you cancel it, you may not be able to re-enroll. So if you have a $100,000 basic and you need $500,000 of death benefit to take care of your family if you were to pass, then you would choose basic option B, and then also multiply it by a 5 times multiplier. But there's a cost to it, so let's talk about it here. Here's an example of someone who has $400,000 benefit, whether employed or retired. And as you see here, the cost at age 50 is about $95 per month, which you can afford. Not a big deal. But every 5 years, look at what happens. The cost increases. So imagine at 65, you're about to retire. That's what you're paying per month. Well, maybe you still can afford it. But when you retire, look what happens. To keep the same benefit, it's going to jump. So why do we talk about this? Because people don't understand what the future costs will be. And again, when you calculate your pension, there's cost to it. Do you want to keep your health insurance? Do you want to keep the survivor benefit? Do you want to keep the FEGLI insurance? What is it that you're going to do? How is it going to reduce it? So that's why in retirement, if you start seeing that you're living off a certain amount and then every 5 years your pension goes down, why? Because the cost of the life insurance, if that's what you're looking to keep. So when you come in to meet with us, here's what we're going to do. We're going to base off of your leave and earnings statement. We're going to see what you're currently paying for. So here's a client who came in. It's 55, was making $140,854. Well, you round to nearest 1,000, 141, add 2,000. They had basic. They had option A, which is a flat 10 grand. Then they had a multiplier of option B 2 times. So total FEGLI was $435,000. Plus they had option C, which is for their spouse if they were to pass away. But bottom line here, they were paying $82 a month for $435,000 of coverage. They can afford it, not a problem. Based off of this salary, $140,000, it's a no-brainer. But what happens from age 60 to 64? Look what happens to the premium. It goes up to $644 a month. And then from 65, now it's $648. But look at age 70, it's $907. And look at what happens at age 80, $1948 per month. So why are we talking about this? Because it's so important to understand what income is going to come in. If you need this benefit, or you want to pay this to get it, maybe some other options outside that you can start planning for now so you don't have the increase of costs when you're in retirement. And that's what we're talking about here. So throughout today's seminar, we're talking about how to calculate your annuity. Say you're getting $1,000 a month in gross pension. Well, if you want to keep your health insurance, there's a cost to that. If you want to have a survivor benefit, there's a cost to that. What about your life insurance? Well, if you want to keep what you have now, there's a cost to that. What about taxes? So maybe at the end of the day, you were only receiving this. And again, these are approximate values. Every situation is different. These are just to show you the concept. So when you come in and meet with us, we can go ahead and calculate your annuity. We can show you what your cost will be, especially for your life insurance. And that's what we're talking about. So pick up the phone, schedule a time to meet with us, 813-909-0022. And again, you can meet with us at any one of our 3 locations in the Tampa Bay area, or we can also do it over the phone, whatever's convenient for you. 813-909-0022.
I hope you enjoyed today's segment on the FEGLI Group Life Insurance, and there are so many questions we get. I think the biggest one is the cost, Chris, when they retire. A lot of people out there are paying way too much. It's term insurance. As you get older, at 50 and 55 and 60, even 65, it goes up, and it goes up pretty high. What we try to do is give you an alternative option because we want to save you money, not cost you money. And Chris, again, when we do the federal benefits analysis, this is a big one. So we'll be glad to talk to you about that. It's confusing to some people, but let's find out how much you really need, whether it be option A, B, or C, or just basic. And again, today's segment, I hope, probably gave you a lot of questions to ask us. So for your free benefits analysis, just give us a call, 813-909-0022. We'll be glad to run an illustration for you to show you what it's going to cost you. And Chris, I think every time we show this to many of the federal employees, they're in shock.
Absolutely. I mean, every benefit is different. Every financial plan is different. So make sure that you have the right benefits, especially moving forward, because there could be a cost to that. That's what's going to come off your pension. So if you have any questions, just let's meet, let's get together, have a conversation, and we can show you what your personalized benefits report will look like. So if you have any questions on top of the life insurance, we have webinars on Social Security, on TSP, on your health insurance, on survivorship options. So just visit our website at federaleducators.com.
And don't forget, when you do meet with us, we'll give you a copy of the Federal Retirement Guide and a copy of our brochure. This is something that everyone should have out there. OPM does not give this to you, but it's a nice source of looking at what you need to understand and how it works. So give us a call, 813-909-0022. And we hope today's seminar helped you understand a little bit more about your benefits. So we look forward to seeing all of you. Thank you very much.
Well, we thank you so much for listening to today's webinar. And as you can see, there's so much information. And many people have questions each and every day. Many people are just confused about what they have, what they're going to have, and where to go in retirement. And that's why we have a passion for helping people. So if you're obviously a federal employee, we'd love to meet with you. Here are some of the concerns that many federal people are having. So one of the first ones is will my FERS or SERS annuity be large enough to cover my expenses in retirement? Again, this is a big question. What's my annuity going to be? Well, we can show you. Let's run the benefits analysis for you. What about, is there a gap? Is there a gap in my income? How am I going to cover it? Do I cover it from my FERS supplement, the special supplement, or the TSP, or the IRA, or whatever other investment accounts maybe my spouse has? This is something that's very, very, very important to look at. What about how much my FERS or SERS survivor annuity should I choose? Should I choose a 25% survivor or a 50% survivor? What are the costs going to be? Again, we can run this analysis for you and show you based on your situation. Every situation is different. What about this one here? Do I need additional life insurance? FEGLI, what are the costs are going to be? How much do I need? Should I have a reduction? Should I have option B? Should I have something outside of the government? Well, this is exactly what we're talking about here. So let's sit down, have a conversation, review everything for you. How should I use my TSP in retirement? We get this all the time. Should I transfer it out? Should I roll it over? Should I convert it? What should I do with it? These are the biggest things that we talk about. We see each and every day. So let's look at your situation and sit down and have a conversation. Should I consider using an IRA? That's what we're talking about here. Should you roll the money over? If you're over age 59 and a half, should you do an age-based withdrawal? Where should I allocate my money? These are the things that we see each and every day. Make sure you do it in the most tax-efficient way. When should I take my Social Security benefit? 62, 65, 70. When's the best time? Don't talk to your neighbor or your brother-in-law. This is your situation. So let's sit down, run the Social Security maximization report, and make sure it pertains to you and your family. Should I get Medicare Part A and Part B? This is confusing. Should I keep my FEHB? How do I keep my FEHB? These are the questions we get all the time. So, hey, again, we love to meet with you. And that's what we do here at Maggie Tax Advisory. We have 3 different divisions. We have our tax division. We have our insurance division. We have our investment division. We have our estate planning, where we have attorneys work with us. We do complete planning. That's what we do here. We understand your benefits. We look at the whole big picture. So set a time to meet with us. We have offices on both sides of the bay. Also, you can come in and meet with us in person, or we can just do it over the phone. Either way, whatever works for you. And we thank you so much for listening to today's webinar.
And thank you today for joining us. I hope you enjoyed today's segment. Be sure to check the other segments out. You can go to our website, federaleducators.com, or give us a call at 813-909-0022. And for everyone that's listening, we're going to give you a free benefits analysis, and Chris will tell you how we do that and what you need to give us today.
Absolutely. So we thank you again. Visit our website, federaleducators.com, for more information. Also, if you have any questions, just pick up the phone, schedule a time to meet with us, 813-909-0022. And when you come in, the items that we need for you to come on in is your TSP statement, your Social Security statement, your leave and earnings statement. These are things that we need. We can run the benefits analysis for you to understand your benefits.
And thank you for joining us today. We'll see you soon.